Well, everybody at TQS, I'm very excited because I have somebody really special on the phone. You may have heard of her over the last couple days, Ann Loveless, who took first place in ArtPrize. Congratulations, Ann.
Thank you very much.
I am so excited for you. Tell me what it feels like that second you hear it.
Well, it's hard to believe. I'm still kind of up in the clouds, and I don't think it really has sunk in really how big this is.
It's huge.
So, I've seen comments on some of the websites like this is the most money any quilt has ever won in the history of quilting. So all of a sudden when I hear those comments, it's like, whoa, this is big. I didn't even think about it that way.
Well, I thought about it, and I'm glad somebody else asked because I didn't know how to ask the question. I think for me, what is so exciting is that the quilters have fought forever and ever, banging their heads against the wall on being accepted in the art world. It's kind of an underground thing that unless you're in that venue, you don't even know what's going on, right?
Right. It's just huge. I mean, I broke the ice. I think everybody's going to be looking at quilts in a whole nother way.
Yay! You little pioneer,
Yay.
you. Yeah. So tell us about the contest specifically, okay?
Okay. ArtPrize has been around for about 5 years. It's in Grand Rapids, Michigan, and the DeVos family who own Amway, Rick DeVos was kind of the founder of it, and the reason behind it is they just wanted to bring arts to the Grand Rapids area, and they thought what a neat thing to do is have art all over the downtown Grand Rapids vicinity, and people would come, and it'd be like a voting thing, it's like a people's choice. They do have some juror awards. They did add that a little bit later. But basically, and it's the biggest money award-winning art in the whole world. I think they give out it's $560,000 out in prize money. So
Right.
it's huge.
Right. I was researching it, and I was kind of amazed at the total sum of the whole thing. Now, what are the parameters of entering? What made you enter?
Well, I just heard about it, and actually the second, I'm from Michigan, so of course I heard about it. I heard about the first year, and then the second year I decided to enter, and it's just $50 registration fee to enter. But then the trick is to find a venue, which would mean a building or an outdoor space to hang your art. So that was kind of the hard part. The second year it was round, I entered, and I just missed the boat. I tried to find a venue for my quilt, and then I missed the deadline, and then it never happened. But then the third year, I got in the Gerald Ford Presidential Museum. So that was, and one of the women there that worked there knew of my work, so I kind of had a foot in the door. So they said, yes, you can come and hang your quilt. So actually, this is my third year entering ArtPrize.
Is it the same quilt or different quilts?
No, different quilt every year. I kept getting a little bigger. The first year I had a fairly good-sized quilt that was framed maybe 45 inches by 55 inches, and, people loved it. But ArtPrize is all about being big and being seen by the public. So the bigger you are, you want people to vote for you. So, and being in a good venue, having your place or your quilt or your art in a well-trafficked area.
I was surprised when I actually found a picture on the web that really did reveal how large this piece is, and the fact that it's framed out and stuff. It is just beautiful. I mean, beautiful.
Thank you. Yeah, the second year I entered a 4-paneled quilt that was framed, and it was about 13 feet in length. Mm-hmm. So that, I got in the top 25, but to get prize money, you need to be in the top 10. And each year I sold my piece for quite a bit of money, so it was good. Even though I didn't win, it was all great. I had got a lot of exposure as an artist. It brought people up to our gallery in Beulah, and then I sold my piece both years. And so then this year I thought, okay, I'm going to try it one more time, and I'm just going to make the biggest quilt I can imagine. So I looked at my cutting table. It's about 6 feet by 6 feet, and my long arm quilter set up for about a 7-foot quilt. So I decided, I'd do it. Well, finished it was about 5 feet by 5 feet, one panel. But then I times it by 4 and did the seam that connected.
Oh, I think this is fantastic. Now
I thought, this has to be big enough, and so I just thought, okay, this is as big as I can. And then I had to think about how my husband, we own a frame shop, so it's professionally framed. We had to think about, we had to get it out the door, we had to get it in a van, we had to get it down to Grand Rapids, so you have to think of all the logistics. You
right.
can't make it so big,
right.
But after it's framed, you can't roll it up, It's like a wall quilt.
So is it going to be permanently installed there?
Well, ArtPrize, since I won the top prize, they keep the top artwork, the top prize.
Uh-huh.
So that's part of the deal. For $200,000, I thought it was a pretty good deal. They can keep my quilt.
Right, exactly.
And so they own it now, and it will be displayed in Grand Rapids, Michigan, somewhere, probably in a public place where people can view it. So
nice.
But they just haven't announced it yet. They got to figure out a place to put it.
Now, I hear your little town is pretty whipped up over all this.
Oh, yeah. Tomorrow I'm supposed to be the grand marshal in the little local fall fest parade. We're having a great big party at our local art center, and I think we're expecting 200 to 300 people. And I've even heard that a quilt guild is coming somewhere from Michigan.
Awesome.
The quilt guilds are like descending on Frankfurt.
Awesome.
It's amazing.
Awesome. Well, I won't keep you long here because I know you've got lots to do. And your husband is a photographer, Steve, and he will get us images that we can lay in over this interview, right?
Sure.
Hey, do you by chance have a picture of your very first quilt?
My very first quilt?
Yeah.
It's hanging in our living room. It was a McKenna Ryan pattern. Yeah, I even traced, and it was a kit.
Well, I want to see that, okay? And how long have you been quilting?
Well, I've been sewing all my life, and I've made quilts over the years, but, the art quilt's about 10 years.
Oh, this is fantastic. Are you on the road traveling and teaching or not so much?
Yeah, I am. Yep. Oh. Mainly, I'd say mainly in Michigan. I've visited a lot of quilt guilds and given lectures and teaching. I've been to Maine a couple times to work. That was out of state. Been to Indiana. I'm kind of branching out,
Okay.
But yeah, I do teach, and yeah, I have a PowerPoint and a lecture, and
well, a lot of people are listening to this right now.
I know. It's like I just don't know which way I'm going to turn, because I do like just creating quilts and working in my studio, and I think my niche is I sell my work. I mean, I make a really good living at making quilts and selling them, and
That's
I know
awesome.
A lot of people, don't have, so it's just, do I teach and lecture? Do I just stay home and make quilts and sell them? I need to find a balance.
And be careful and do find a balance. But I want to say what I like particularly about this piece, other than you've broke the mold, that it looks like the shores of Wisconsin, which exactly butt into the shores of Michigan. And it just feels really good for me. Really good.
Yeah.
So congratulations on using your beautiful state as inspiration. Thank you so much for talking to me, and enjoy this whole process.
Okay, all right, thank you.